In today's video, we're going to take a look at the new TCL Tab Pro 5G. I want to thank the guys at TCL for sending this over to review on the channel. They even sent over this humongous bag with all kinds of goodies in it. Full retail price on this is $399, but I'll leave a link in the description of the video with current pricing and more information. This is their new 10-inch tablet that they're going to be offering at Verizon stores. It's got a 10.36 Full HD display. It's got a Snapdragon 480 5G processor, 64 gigabytes of storage, 4 gigabytes of RAM, stereo speakers, 8,000 milliamp hour battery. You also get 18-watt fast charging with this one. Takes a micro SD card up to 1 terabyte. You can also plug other devices into this one for reverse charging. USB-C to USB-A charging cable. Definitely a little more unique design here on the back. And of course, this has Next Vision. This one actually has rounded corners here, speakers on each side of the tablet. You also have a built-in fingerprint scanner there where the power button is. Pogo pins there on the bottom as well. You've got the volume buttons there on the right-hand side. You've got an 8 megapixel front-facing camera there in the center towards the top. Then you've got a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera. You've also got a flash with this one. Right when you start the tablet, you can swipe up with 2 fingers and hold for 1 second to enter the privacy app. Pretty nice wallpaper on here, I gotta say. As you can see, pretty much the same bezels all the way around. Display resolution on this one is 2000 by 1200. The tablet does have a little bit of weight to it. Now this is currently on Android 11, TCL UI version 3.0.2. Right out of the box, looks like you're using 37% of the 64 gigabyte storage. You can choose gesture navigation on this one if you like. You can also reverse the layout of the navigation buttons. I feel like the screen brightness on here could be a little bit brighter. Nice thing is they don't put a lot of extra apps on here. Sure, you've got a couple of the Verizon apps added. Nice thing is it looks like you can uninstall some of the apps you don't want. You're gonna get full HD playback on Netflix. You're also gonna get full HD 1080p resolution on YouTube. Overall, I feel like the screen resolution on here is actually really good. If you just like stock Android, I think you're really gonna like the software on here. And the fingerprint scanner is pretty accurate and works fairly fast as well. You're also going to get things like split screen and a lot of other features that you would get with Android 11. And software feels nice and snappy. Surprisingly, it actually doesn't feel slow or anything. I know some people are going to be hesitant because of the processor. Let's do a quick sample of the speakers just to give you an idea of what this sounds like. During my battery drain test, this tablet lasted 8 hours, 20 minutes before it finally died, which actually is really good. Compared to my other tablets I've tested on the channel, this is definitely above average when it comes to battery life. Downside is it takes almost 3 hours to charge all the way back up from 0 to 100%. So definitely not gonna be the fastest when it comes to charging. But hey, over 8 hours battery life is definitely really good in my opinion. While I don't think viewing angles on this tablet are gonna be the best out there, and sure, the screen brightness could be a little bit brighter, I think this is actually a really good tablet as far as just watching videos, movies, streaming pretty much anything online. Text on here looks really good as well. I also ran some Geekbench scores on here. It looks like you get 526 for single core, 1776 for multi-core scores. I feel like that's pretty much what you would expect for a tablet with these specs. I was actually surprised to see how good this tablet was for gaming. At least in my testing, it was actually fairly smooth. It did take a little bit longer to get some games up and running, but once you're in the games playing, graphics seemed to load fairly quick. Overall gameplay was pretty smooth. It didn't feel choppy or like there was a lot of glitches or anything, even though it has a cheaper processor than some of the competition out there. Performance-wise, it still felt very similar to other tablets I've tried in this price range, maybe even comparable to a Galaxy Tab A7. So while it does perform good in my testing, even though this does have 5G, I wish it was a little bit cheaper. I know everyone's gonna be a little bit different, but I mainly use Wi-Fi pretty much wherever I go, especially on tablets. You're gonna get a really simple camera app on this one. You've got video, auto, filter, pano, and stop motion. And then for video, you're gonna get 1080p resolution, 30 frames per second, both on the front and rear facing cameras. Unless you're gonna be using the most expensive tablets out there, I wouldn't expect great photos on something like this, but I feel like you could get by if you had to use this in a pinch. It definitely won't be as good as your cell phone. Here's a few samples of photos and video just to give you an idea of what to expect. Probably hard to tell from these photos here, but this definitely feels like an entry-level tablet, and the results from the cameras definitely show that. Especially when you're in low light situations, yeah, this camera is not gonna be that great. I feel like you could get by. Again, it's not gonna be as good as your cell phone, but if you have decent lighting, I think you'll be fine using this. To me, it would be nice to have a Wi-Fi version of this so it is a little bit cheaper. Overall though, really nice job by TCL, and I'm sure there's gonna be some deals at Verizon that will definitely make this enticing to get. But if you're just wanting something to consume content on a little bigger screen than your cell phone, or just something for your kids, I feel like this is definitely a good option. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.